Hi, this is Josh Olson, and we spend a lot of time talking about directors and actors, but I want to talk about screenwriters today. Specifically, I want to talk about one of my favorite screenwriters. Tough, lean, and heartfelt, he's a master of economy and never wastes a word. I want to talk about, of course, Bruce Springsteen. This is Indian Runner. This was Sean Penn's debut as a writer-director. It's inspired by the song Highway Patrolman from Bruce Springsteen's album Nebraska. Springsteen has written some amazing story songs over the years that have tracked the difference between the American dream and the American reality. Screenwriting is all about economy, about saying the most with the least. I'm not kidding when I cite Bruce as one of my favorite screenwriters. If you want to learn how to tell a powerful story with few words, there aren't a lot of writers who do it better. Hot on the Heels of the River, his best-selling album to date, Bruce should have followed up with another highly accessible rock album to capitalize on that, but instead released Nebraska, a solo acoustic album he recorded in his bedroom. The songs were dark, powerful, and gut-wrenching, and were an honest counterpoint to the sunny lie that was Ronald Reagan's America. It's not surprising that someone made one of them into a movie. What's surprising is that more filmmakers haven't. Penn did an amazing job digging deep and finding the characters that are sketched out in the song. The story of two brothers, Joe Roberts, a highway patrolman, and Frank, a recently returned Vietnam vet who is, as the song says, no good. Being a great actor himself, Penn has an eye for actors, and the film is beautifully cast right down to the extras, some of whom steal the scenes they're in. David Morse is just incredible in the lead, and you wish he'd get more opportunities to carry films. He's a great underused actor who's done a lot of wonderful work on TV. I remember him most when I was young, watching him on Seen Elsewhere. There's also a very, very fine and understated performance from Charles Bronson, who's beautifully used in a small part as the father of the two brothers. Bronson didn't get to do a lot of real acting in the later part of his career, or in the earlier part, really, but he really brings it here. It's a heart-wrenching, subtle performance from a really great movie star. And then at the heart of it all, the performance that just knocked me out when I saw it, and still does to this day, is Viggo Mortensen. I had seen him in other things before, I guess, but this is the first thing I'd ever really noticed him in, and he killed me. He completely knocked me out. He's vicious and ruthless and terrifying, and yet compelling and magnetic, charismatic and lovable in the film all at the same time. One of the great things about Viggo's career is that he eventually went on to do Lord of the Rings, which made him a big enough name that when I was writing A History of Violence for New Line, he was somebody who could actually be considered for the lead. He was one of the actors, in fact, the actor I had most in mind when I wrote the script. And if you watch the two movies back to back, his character in Indian Runner is kind of a precursor for the character he plays later in A History of Violence. It was a thrill to work with him, and it's always a thrill to watch him.